Would limiting the age of the president to 65 be something you'd support? Why or why not? Yes. The president should be around the age of the average working adult. Maybe a bit older, or at the very least not be past retirement age. Yes. Also, let's apply this to both Congress and the Supreme Court too. Voting is self-regulating. If enough people thought someone over 65 is too old, people wouldn't vote for them and they wouldn't be elected. We don't need to overcomplicate things. Yes. Pending a mental evaluation, absolutely yes. There's an age minimum, there should be an age maximum to prevent two old farts from running against each other. I'd limit it to the Social Security retirement age TBH. No. People calling for it just want to increase the chances of having someone who represents their views. I think the US should scrap the minimum age requirement. But as has already been said, just vote for younger candidates if you think it's that much of a problem. The fact that enough people are voting for pension-age candidates shows they must still be representing the views of enough people. No. Arbitrary upper age limits are pointless. If you don't like old people in office, don't vote for them. Absolutely not. If the people have a candidate they feel should be president, then they should be able to vote said candidate. Also, just because you may be 66 plus does not mean you are immediately incapable or have lost any cognitive abilities. Close. I think I'd push it back to 70. But definitely every presidential candidate should have to pass a thorough mental cognitive test in order to run. I work in a nursing home, and while most of the residents are 80 plus, there are a few in their 70s that are sharp as a nail mentally. Just their bodies have given out on them. Maybe like 75. 65 isn't even that old these days. 80 is certainly pushing it. If you limit the candidates, is it democracy? Nah. That seems like an arbitrary number. Yes. Quite honestly, I'm sick and tired of the old way of doing things. I mean, I get it, but the two-party system is flawed, as well as so many other things in government and so many senior citizens. Because that's what they are running our country, and they are just money hungry and want to leave a legacy. Absolutely. Older people can't relate to the younger generations as well. No, but I would support a requirement for cognitive ability testing prior to running. Prior to inauguration and then annually after. No. Base on mental and physical health, instead. I'm not even sure I'd like it being 65, to be honest. A lot of people seem to lose their minds in their 50s. Stop fucking asking questions that literally any rational person would support so that you can get your upvotes. Would you support term limits for Congress? Would you support not going into crippling medical debt? How would you feel about everyone having food, water, and shelter? Quote, "If I could only pick one thing to limit for a president, it would be net worth, not age. Anybody who has more than a few $1 million to their name should not be eligible. A working-class old guy with dementia can relate to the people when he's not sundowning, but no multimillionaire or billionaire has a clue about how their rule affects regular people." And an age cap for voting too. If people under certain age can't but are still affected by the results, people over certain age should receive the same treatment. All the democratic system is a scam though. Politicians only respond to corporations, and voting is only a way to legitimate them and shift the blame to the public. Absolutely. The older you get, the greater the chance your mind is going to slow down. And when a lot of the time you're picking between two bad options, might as well make those options under 65. Yeah, BCZ they'd be a walking target. We need a running target. Yes. L would like to see a limit in age. Probably be a good idea, maybe even a bit younger. I'd say keep it 40 to 50. I'm in my 30s and I wouldn't trust me with being president lol. Absolutely. Not just because of potential cognitive decline, but also physical well-being due to the stresses of the job and hectic schedule. Yes. Congress and Supreme Court too.